The tide is turning. So, listen, today marks the day when our fledgling community of entrepreneurs over 50 reached 100 members in our group. And so, to celebrate, I'm going to share with you a little poem that introduces me as one of the co-founders of Greater Life, and that lets you know something, that the tide is turning. Soon I'm going to be releasing the podcast I recorded with Carl Honore, who is a best-selling author in the field of like championing aging and championing slowing down. And on that podcast, as you'll hear, we discussed this idea that there is a rising wave, a turning of the tide away from the last ism that needs to die. That being real, if you are still ageist in today's world, you might as well be a racist or sexist. And we know how, not okay it is to be those things, right? So the tide is turning. All right. And today I want to let you know who I am. So I'm George. Back in the day, nearly 10 years ago now, I wrote a little book called Creative Uprising, How to Make a Living and Make a Difference Doing What You Love. And it is going to become, over the next 2 or 3 months, the core curriculum around which we build the rest of the Greater Life program. But this is just a way of celebrating who you are, whether you're one of our members or not, and celebrating this journey we're on. So it's called Creative Uprising, this poem. Who am I? Who are we? Just souls lighting up, surrendering our all to the calling of love, and we will be whatever life needs us to be. But see, here's how life works so geniusly. Is when you seek to serve others as you serve yourself, the universe decides that your best way to help is to live what you love without compromise or doubt, because your greatest joy is your greatest clout. So get out of that mind state of worthlessness. When you give your gifts, the whole earth is blessed. And every test, trial, struggle, and strain, that's just been conditioning your brilliance so you can attain those peaks and heights you were born to be scaling. And if you're always learning lessons, how can you be failing? So it's time for unveiling a new way to be, where we live the joy of our souls unfettered and free. But see, I know you may have thought that your time had passed. For you to make a living from the joy of your art, it was the choice of your heart. But you went with your head and chose that safe option you were given instead. But your best, the peak of your peak, is when you stand up, stand out, and share your unique creative offerings as a gift to the world. And here is that truth that glints like a pearl. Earth needs you now more than ever. We've had enough of the debt and the stress and the terror. We've had enough of the weather, enough of the wars. We are on the edge. So yes, we must rise, not fall. So answer this call. Live your life. Reach for your greatness. Give your light to ignite this darkness and provide that chance for our creativity to be the answer. So, what kind of world might start to emerge where we live what we love as the ways that we serve, where the ways that we learn and ways that we earn becomes the ways that we pave as our greatness returns? Embracing this surge of our awesome potential, let your life be the worship and your joy be the temple. We are meant to tell a story that inspires, where we each have a spark. What we need is the fire of courage and desire to believe we can be that change that our earth so urgently needs. And the key is we, our creativity, liberating our souls so our wholeness can breathe, free to be our true selves. We have lived through a true hell. It's time for our heaven, and finding that true wealth starts in the stories we create here and now, by living a life that makes us feel proud. All right. So there's a little poetic intro to me and to our community for those who are watching outside. And on Thursday evening, 8 o'clock, I'm going to be hosting a special happiness and hustle call where we explore if right now you are not getting the traction that you want in some way, shape or form, in your business, in your life. then likely it's down to two things: your hustle or your happiness. And so on Thursday's call at 8 o'clock, we're going to be covering those two elements. And I'd love to know what of those elements, like, you are finding a challenge. So ping me a message personally or drop it in the comment now. And I look forward to covering that on the call Thursday at 8 o'clock. All right. And if you're watching this outside of our community, come and join the Greater Life community, because the tide is turning, the wave is breaking, and it's time for the greater generation to take their place. I'll see you soon.